Hey, David Wygant here. 10-minute daily reality check for Monday, September 11th. Rough weekend for a lot of you people down in Florida. Thank God it's now Category 2 winds at 100 miles an hour instead of Category 5 winds that hit the Caribbean at 150 miles an hour. Hurricane Irma was definitely PMSing. She was really pissed off. There was a CNN article last week that said that people fear female hurricanes more than male hurricanes. They'll evacuate 2 times more for a female hurricane than a male hurricane. Is it because during a female hurricane there's the PMS of the storm, and for a male hurricane there's only the eye of the storm? So does PMS scare people more than the evil eye? It's interesting. Are women scarier when they're angrier? I mean, to me, an angry man can get physical and violent and do some really bad things. The angriest I've ever seen a woman, maybe she threw a few things and she was screaming and yelling and saying some things that, well, didn't feel good. The words were pretty bad. But there was no physical violence. As long as I ducked, when the pot of coffee came my direction, I was fine. So maybe there's this psychological thing about hurricanes. Maybe people just feel like women are going to blow more hot air, so people want to go and evacuate more. The article is interesting. You can Google it online. I read bits and pieces of it, and I decided to do my own take on it. And I started thinking to myself, all of us are a hurricane. Shit, last week in my life, I was Hurricane David. I was upset, annoyed at times, frustrated, no different than a hurricane. Probably blowing hot air all over my friends, hot air all over myself. Sometimes in life, we have a stormy week. We've got storms that come into our life. We got shit that we can't prepare for or we don't even know. No matter how wise we think we are, no matter how much wisdom or how much life we've had, sometimes something happens that comes out of left field and we just don't really know what to do or what to say. So we're kind of like a hurricane blowing winds all over the place, blowing them all over the place. The wind's blowing everywhere, and the wind is usually our feelings and emotions. We're literally water, we're literally fire, we're literally air, we're literally everything. We're just vomiting our stuff wherever we need to vomit it. All of us have a hurricane inside of us because life has twists and turns, and not every week can be exactly the same. Not every person that we're dealing with is going to be exactly the same. Sometimes people are really unpredictable when they've been predictable. And when someone's been a certain way or they've been predictable and there's some other way, you feel like you were hit by Hurricane Irma. And it's okay. We're human beings having human experiences, and sometimes we just blow hot air. Sometimes in life, we're just blowing hot air every single day until we figure out that we were blowing hot air. All of us have a little hurricane inside us. All of us have those yellow and red and purple feelings and emotions that are in us. If you've been watching the weather maps and the way it's twirling and twisting and stuff, we've all got that hurricane inside us. Every single one of us. We're all going to react the right way sometimes and the wrong way other times. We're all going to be a little unpredictable. Because that's life. Life is led by emotions, logic, thinking. Sometimes there's a hurricane that comes where the logic can't listen to anything at all anymore. The emotions start churning and the winds start blowing at 150 miles an hour. And all of a sudden, Hurricane David, Hurricane Irma, Hurricane Tom, Hurricane Dana, Hurricane Allison, Hurricane Laguna, Hurricane whatever your name is, put hurricane after it. Sometimes we have mild tropical storms when we're driving in traffic. Somebody cuts us off, and all of a sudden, we've been full of emotions all day long. We're really pissed off, and all of a sudden, we just yell like a lunatic, flashing our finger at the person. Fuck you for cutting me off. But are we really angry at that person, or just angry at maybe a buildup of our life? We all do it. Life is a challenge. We're here on this planet. We're here to co-create. We're here to find love. We're here to have friends. We're here to make money. We're here to be successful. We're here to be the best parent. We're here to be the best friend. We're here to be this. We're here to be that. And sometimes it just fucking turns into a hurricane. And we lose our shit. And we get annoyed and we get frustrated and we get angry and we just blow hot air. I've seen my friends do it, and I still love them. I've been in relationships, and people have done it, and, well, I still love those people. My daughter is pure, and she hasn't really done it yet. But I know when she becomes a hurricane teenager, I'm going to be prepared for her hurricanes that come my direction, and the words and the shit she blows towards me. I see coaches on the sidelines of the football games this weekend, blowing hot air and literally becoming a human hurricane. I've seen it. You see it all day long. You see it when somebody's out and they get annoyed at the register person at the market for taking too long. You see people that get pissed off because they have to call customer service and they scream and yell. You've seen people at airports lose their shit because their flight was delayed, because they channeled their inner hurricane. You've seen couples out and about get into a fight. I'm sure you've had times with your girlfriend or boyfriend where you just didn't want to talk to them. And you were pissed at them. And you felt like a little bit of a hurricane. And they would sit in their stuff and they'd be like, oh my God, they don't want to talk to me. And then all of a sudden, they turn into a hurricane. We all have a little bit of hurricane in us. All of us. So I want you to look at your life, and I want you to ask yourself, where were your hurricane moments last week? Write it down. I also want you to look at your life today, and I want you to find the hurricane moments that come up. The times that you get pissed off and annoyed. And I want you to ask yourself, why did you get annoyed at that person? What caused that annoyance? What caused you to be irritable or irritated or anxious or depressed, or whatever that emotion you have? Because we all have a little human hurricane in us. Because the most powerful hurricane is you. You're never going to be able to control every emotion. Ever. You're never going to be a perfect person. You're never going to be a perfect partner. You're never going to be a perfect friend. You're never going to be a perfect boss. You're never going to be a perfect worker. You're never going to be a perfect parent. You're going to lose your shit. You're going to lose your shit on your lover, your partner, your husband, your wife. A friend of mine tonight that we went out with, he told me about his marriage. That's why he wanted to talk. The last 6 months, he told me that they were in hurricane land. He joked with me, and that's why the podcast is talking about this now. He joked and he says, and I don't want to use his name. He goes, but I'm Hurricane Tahoe. He goes, we've been nothing but hurricanes with each other for so long. He goes, I can't even find the love every single day amongst all the anxiety, fear, triggers, pissed offness. He says, I'm just a human hurricane. And I looked at him and I had a long talk and had compassion and empathy and really listened. And I looked at him and I said, you know what? We all have our hurricane weeks. Unfortunately, if you live in Los Angeles, nobody really likes hurricanes because every day it's sunny here. That's what freaks me out every single day because, to me, the rain is perfect. It clears the air. And sometimes we're just a thunderstorm. Sometimes we're lightning. Sometimes we're heavy winds. Sometimes we're full-blown tropical storms. Sometimes we're earthquakes. So be more aware of what tropical storm or what disaster you are. And if someone brings you their disaster, just realize there's going to be a week, a month, or as my friend said to me, 6 months, where hurricanes are going to clash and someone's going to bring you their hurricane and they're going to bring you their disaster. For anybody who wants to help, there's plenty of Red Cross things. There's plenty of amazing things to help all the hurricane survivors. But today, look at your own tropical storms and see what maybe your hurricanes might have caused other people. And then call them up and say, listen, I'm the Red Cross. I'm here to give you disaster help. And holy shit, was I a hurricane last week? Or was I a hurricane on Sunday? We are all human hurricanes. 10-minute daily reality check out. See you tomorrow.